How you doing, folks? One moment, we're not broadcasting even. How you doing, folks? Welcome. We're going to get right into the mix of things here. We're talking about this story that's going around. Just saw it on Periscope. Also, let me see who shared this on by Alfonso on Periscope, and that was, I believe, a share by Jovi, and it's about this report that's been surfacing, being bandied about from True News is the source of this reporting, although they are quoting, citing someone else who seems to be a no-show at this point. And this is this is what's going on over there. Uh, let's see if you can get some of that. One moment.
We don't know. And besides that, Rick, if you had led Donald Trump to Jesus Christ, wouldn't you tell just about everybody in the world about that?
Yeah,
The issue here is the obviously at hand is they're trying to state that Donald Trump postulated that he was Christian, and so that's the first thing, and that's the first thing I'm going to address. A lot of people say they're Christian, and when he said that he was a Christian, I took it just like I take it when anyone else says that they're Christian. To me, when somebody says they're Christian, doesn't mean anything to me. It does not mean a single thing to me when someone says that they're Christian. And all the things I've seen online and comments made by supposed Christians, how they talk, how they try to make a point, it's all just cursing and how stupid you are and this and that, and you must be an idiot and all that. They call themselves Christian, and they cannot have a discourse without cussing. That's not Christianity. That's stupidity, but it's not Christianity. So I really doubt that that's the form of Christianity. I think that's just really a phrase, a common phrase that people are throwing about. So I don't give any more credence to Trump, President Trump, saying that he's Christian. He has as much right to say he's Christian as everyone else does, and that's on you. I'm not gonna say yay or nay, because to me it doesn't matter what you say about yourself. What matters is the fruit that you show. Okay, so that's the first thing, and obviously, um, they are trying. These are again people who call themselves Christian, and they're ministers. They got these programming and whatnot, which everyone can do. They are formulating this quasi attack on the integrity, I presume, of the president. Now, it's all being timed very well now to coincide with the election that's coming up and the campaigning that's heating up right now. So this thing is going to trickle. The original person, you can see this thing on TrueNews.com. Um, Look for you can do a Google search, is what I did, for Trump converts to Judaism, and you do that Google search, and you'll get just one. This is just the one thing that pops up, and it has all the vestiges of being fake news. But in any case, let's take it for what it's worth. Let us consider the topic. That's why I wanted to address this topic right now, because what difference does it make? Now I'm doing Hillary, right? What difference does it make? Well, if the truth is that his brand of Christianity is not the one that I espouse, so to me it doesn't make any difference. Now, they are trying to say that they want to see Donald Trump as a Christian. He said he was a Christian, so I want to hear him be a Christian and say Jesus and mention Jesus and all that. Oh, come on, guys, just stop it already. I mean, if you wanted a Christian president, you had Pat Robertson back in the day, and where was all the support? No, 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 no. Donald Trump did not run as a Christian. He ran as Donald Trump, a filthy billionaire, running to be a basic, regular guy, except that he's a billionaire, running to be president of the United States and to do something different. And whatever anyone's opinion about Donald Trump is, he was different. He wasn't your politician, right? All you guys are valid. He's not a politician. He doesn't have political experience other than what I would have or anyone else talking about politics. But really, you know. So and then he's a businessman and not much of one, what you would say, but he's a billionaire. So he did something. His father didn't give him $1 billion. He made that money. Now, father may have gave him a few million, but still, from a million to $1 billion, that's pretty good. Usually, when people win the lottery and they win 1 million or they get 10 million, they burn it all away. It's obviously not what Trump did. So there's something different about the guy, right? But stupid and idiotic is really not something you can really say and have people look at you like somebody who knows what they're talking about. Really? You can talk to your choir of stupid people, and the stupid people will agree with you. Oh, yeah, he's stupid. He's dumb. Yeah, Donald Trump is an idiot. Yeah, you guys can have your love fest in your own grouping like that, but people with sense, they are never going to look at you as a person with a brain if you say that Donald Trump is an idiot. I mean, it's just that's idiotic. So, but this notion that he's supposed to be this Christian, and why doesn't he say Jesus Christ and stuff like that? I think it's ridiculous. We didn't vote for Pat Robertson. That issue was already settled. You didn't want a Christian. You wanted someone regular Joe. And so that's what you got when Pat Robertson was running. Now you had Donald Trump. People wanted something different. That's all. It came time in the times of man that people wanted something different. Just like when the United States was fighting the Revolutionary War, its liberty, its war for freedom, the same thing. They were tired of the tyranny of a king. Same thing in France. That's why France and the United States worked together to overthrow the kings. And that is what happened, the rule of kings, and to bring in democracy, the rule of the people, supposedly, right? So, that was the time and the day. And right now, in 2016, the time and the day was against the political structure, the political, what do you call it? The modus operandi that up till Trump was the way of politics, right? And Trump overthrew and ran through and broke through all the typical expectations that most of the political commentators thought were valid. They're only valid if you have political candidates. Now we had a John Smith from New York who was running, and you guys were still trying to make him do wear Saul's armor, and he wasn't a politician. He wasn't a knight to wear Saul's armor. So he just went with what he had, and what he had knocked Goliath down. So that's basically what happened there. And again, I'm not promoting one thing, or I'm not saying, oh yeah, Trump's the man, and that everyone else is right. That's not what it's about. I'm talking about realities. I'm talking about what happened. This is what happened. So you guys here, if anyone voted for Trump, the question is, did some people vote for Trump because underline, he was Christian? And I suppose some did. And you can always find somebody say, I thought he was Christian. That's why I voted for him. I'm sure you can find somebody say that. But I believe that the vast majority of people who voted for Trump did not vote for Trump because of his Christian moral life. That was not the reason why they voted for Trump. And so I don't see what that has to do with anything. I only see that being a issue if for the people who think, and the people who think so, and the people who think so are typically like the Democrats or the left. And I don't mean to be critical, I'm just pointing out that we hear it from the left, this idea of how the right is, so the right, the GOP, they're the people who say they're more Christian than we are. They think they're Christian, yet and then you have the criticisms and whatnot. But that's really a point of view that the left holds. And right now, here, this is another point of view that the left holds, saying that Trump became president or won because he's a Christian, because he said he was a Christian. But how can you say that when you made it so clear? A lot of times we have to thank the left and the Democrats for President Trump. We do. We owe it to you. We owe you a great thank you for making Trump electable, because you keep doing the same thing and you do it over and over and over again, and now you're doing it again because you're making presumptions, and it's the presumption that has always come to bite you in the end. That presumption that the GOP or the right is this way and that way, and this is the way they vote, this is the way they think, etc., etc. And unfortunately for you, in 2016, your presumptions were wrong. Now let's take this issue now that how they're presenting in this program, this religious newsy program. I think the Pat Robertson wannabe program. Okay, um, that now, this may be something significant. Maybe Trump is not a Christian after all. Maybe he got converted to Judaism, as if that was a crime. So now we have this issue. What does it matter if he's a Jew, if he's a Christian, if he's Buddhist, or whatever? Really, what does that matter in the scheme of things? Again, we have a country based on supposedly freedom of religion, yet there's a problem if Trump converts to Judaism. Are we now anti Jew here in this country? Since when? Now, the thing is this, and that's surprising to come from a person who apparently has a leaning to the left, because I heard the video, and the way he questioned things. I'm gonna set it up maybe for another video right after this where he's speaking, so I can get the exact point where he's speaking. But you'll see that after he poses this question of if he became a Jew, and then so sort of like saying, and then those Trump supporters, because he says those Trump supporters. So then that means that those Trump supporters aren't you, right? You're not a Trump supporter. And this guy, this Christian man, and I don't know what his title is or what who he is. He's I believe he's either Rick Wiles or Doc Burkhart, probably. So one of the two. I don't know. Again, this is the first time I'm seeing them. They're right here, so you guys can see who I'm speaking about. So apparently, this guy is saying right here, this is the man who is saying that you Trump supporters or those Trump supporters, and saying that inferring that they voted for Trump because he was Christian, and then he's saying, "I want to hear Trump say Jesus Christ. I want to hear him as a." And they started talking and criticizing and saying that newborn believers always should be saying Jesus Christ. There should be no issue in saying Jesus Christ or anything like that. So he's using divisiveness. He wants the president to be divisive because I understand something that when you're asking the president of the United States to use one religion over the other, just because they're a Christian for something, so to always say Christian things and say Jesus Christ and all that, knowing or you're ignoring it, whichever one of those two you are, that there's other people in this country. The president and now the President Trump, but the office of president is the president of all peoples here in the United States, not just Christian. So there's Jews, there's Christian. Now there are many Muslims. There have been Muslims here for quite some time and through various presidencies, as far as I can remember. So, and you have Buddhists, you have Hindus, you have a great many different types of religions in the United States. American citizens who practice different religions, and so and now you want the president to practice divisiveness in religion. It's not enough that a lot of things he says or a president may say may be interpreted as divisive in for different peoples and different creeds and whatnot, belief systems. But now you want him also to be divisive in terms of religion. So as if it mattered, really. It doesn't matter. It really does not matter. How many of our leaders have been just flat out sinners? And most of our leaders have they all been Christian? It gets to be ridiculous. It's really getting ridiculous out here. And I'm speaking as a Christian. I'm speaking as a minister in the Church of Christ. And I don't mean the organization. I mean the body of Christ, the biblical body of Christ, the biblical Church of Christ. Caesar is Caesar. Give to God what is God's, and give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar. Simple. He is the president of the United States. He needs to be the president of all the people. Same thing I would do. I'm a minister, and if I were elected president, because you all want a Christian, right? You all want a Christian president, well, then vote for me. Get me into the White House. You want a Christian? I've been a Christian since 8 years old, really, a real one, too. I asked God to teach me, and He taught me. Okay, I didn't learn from y'all. I learned from the heavens above. So you want a real Christian, then you vote for me. See that? But you don't. You don't want to. You don't like me because I'm from a different place. So that's the reality. You guys don't want a Christian. Okay, you just want somebody like yourself. So Trump fits that bill. That's why Trump won, because he's like you and everyone else. Okay, so yeah, he can say he's a Christian, and God may know better, and so do a lot of other people, other folk. See, but that's not the reason why they voted for him. Not his Christianity, but for his humanity and his ability to push forward whatever way it is. You can have your opinion on this or that, but simply Trump took command of the stage. Let's put it down in a theatrical sense. Trump took command of the stage. Wherever Trump is, he's in command. And that's the simple, basic analysis of why Trump won. He took command. All right. So, so that's it. So if he becomes a Jew, now how does that matter? What does that matter to anyone that he converts to Judaism? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter at all. Okay. Now it can be indicating and indicating certain things that people know, and I won't get into right now. But the bottom line is this. The bottom line is this. The only reason that they're doing this now is to try to create a wedge in the Christian voting bloc, those who supported Trump, who they think supported Trump because he's a Christian man. He's a Christian. And they're trying to do this to weaken the support of Christians for Trump in 2020. Okay. So let's look at that. So, yeah, hey, listen, that may work for you. That may work. You may get a few Christians who voted for Trump because he's Christian. You may have them, try to find a Christian. If hopefully you have a real one on the Democratic side, so hopefully that'll happen for you. Because then it doesn't make any sense if you don't have a Christian to replace this not Christian. Then you don't have anything to postulate. What are you saying? So hopefully you have a replacement that is a Christian, bona fide and verified, okay, so that this man, his vote will be justified because he needs to vote for someone, obviously, that's always talking about Jesus. So look for that during the election campaign in 2020. Good luck with that. Okay, so then, so let's go there. So if if uh, if Trump, if it comes out that the what they're saying is going to happen, what he's saying is that the White House in the near future, as we progress through the 2020 election campaign, that they will be slowly releasing the information that Trump is in fact a converted Jew, a Jew that a person that converted to Judaism. Okay. Oh, you. So what do you think? You think that that's going to debilitate Trump? Because first, your assumption is that all of the Christians voted for Trump because he was Christian. If the reality is that that's not the reason why they voted for him, they're still going to vote for him. But then now look at all the things he did for Israel and look for all the things that many Jews appreciate him for. And these are American Jews. You have the anti-Zionist Jews who are against Israel becoming a nation and all of that for their belief system. But you also have many Jews, they're not the only types of Jews here in the United States. Many Jews, and I would have to say many more Jews, which will have to be verified, but I'm thinking many more Jews are those who have been Americanized and who are, so to speak, reformed, etc., etc. These people will vote for Trump. So I don't see any negatives here. I see only positives. I see that even then the Jews that are appreciative of what Trump has been doing up to now for Israel and for the Jewish people, they're going to vote in favor of Trump in 2020. So that we lose a few Christians who don't hear Trump say Jesus, Jesus, Jesus? What does that matter? What does it matter when you get this solid, good block coming out of the Jewish side of things, and those who are pro Zion, pro the issue, the development of a Israel country, those will be in support in high numbers. So I think this is another one of those cases where this is going to not work out again for the left. The left is trying to find cracks, right? In this, and we're going to assume that Trump. I don't know this, but we'll assume that Trump knows this. Don't you see that this is a calculated thing that he's doing, or that the White House is doing either or? Don't you see that that's a not this is not going to work out the way the Democrats and the left are thinking it will. Only the simple minded will think, oh, that's something else about Trump. See, he lied. He wasn't a Christian after all. So again, this doesn't work in your favor. It's going to be another time that Trump trumps you all, because that is all that's happening right now. And I think people who know on the left and on the right know that I'm right. Take care until next time.